What if the most powerful economic shock of the year did not begin with a war, a crash, or a central bank decision, but with one sentence from a podium? On a Monday afternoon in Washington, the President of the United States stood inside the East Room and announced a decision that instantly sent pressure through markets, governments, and boardrooms across North America. The United States, he declared, would impose a 50% tariff on all Canadian goods entering the country. Not 10%, not 25%, but 50%. And then came the sentence that turned a trade dispute into something far bigger. Let's see how long they last. But Canada, according to this account, was not surprised. While Washington expected anger, panic, or a normal counter tariff, Ottawa had already prepared something different. Something quiet, technical, coordinated. Inside the Canadian system, it was known as Annex 7. Within minutes of the announcement, Canada's ambassador reportedly made a short call to Ottawa. No public outrage, no dramatic statement, just 5 words. Execute the contingency tonight. And then the real response began. Canada did not answer with another tariff. It did not attack American exports directly. It did not choose the traditional path of economic retaliation. Instead, it moved at a deeper level. Financial settlements, sovereign debt exposure, pension fund positioning, currency swaps, and cross-border clearing systems. In other words, Canada did not fight where Washington expected. It changed the battlefield. By Tuesday morning, markets had already started reacting. Treasury yields moved sharply. Currency markets shifted. Investors began pricing in a response that was not political noise, but financial architecture. And by Wednesday afternoon, Mark Carney stepped to a podium in Ottawa and delivered the 7 words that defined Canada's strategy. We do not match. We invert. That sentence explained everything. Canada was not trying to mirror the American move. It was not trying to match pressure with pressure. It was exposing the layer where the United States was most vulnerable: debt markets, financial flows, and global confidence. The message was simple. You raise the tariff wall, we move the foundation underneath it. By the time the 50% tariff officially took effect, the damage had already shifted away from the border and into the markets. According to the narrative, the United States faced hundreds of billions of dollars in market losses, credit repricing, and rising financing costs before the tariff could even deliver its projected gains. The old doctrine was symmetry: tariff for tariff, sanction for sanction, restriction for restriction. But Canada's move introduced a new doctrine. Do not respond where the enemy expects you. Respond where the system is exposed. That is why this moment matters. Because if this strategy works once, it changes every future economic confrontation. The smaller country no longer has to match the larger one. It only has to identify the pressure point the larger one forgot to protect. And that leaves Washington facing one uncomfortable question. What happens when the country you thought would react has already prepared to invert? We do not match. We invert.